Bienvenido a Mextenis Talks. Dennis, welcome to Mextenis Talks.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us your time. I know you just arrived a couple of days ago, but tell me your first impressions about your first time in Cabo.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like you said, I haven't been able to experience too much yet, but everything that have been able to experience so far has been great. The hotel is just amazing. This venue here, the site is spectacular, and yeah, everyone's been super friendly, treating me great. So definitely very happy to be here.
You've had experiences in Mexico before. Talk to me about them.
Yeah, actually, I think in general, I mean, I've had mixed experiences in Mexico. I played well in a challenger in Guadalajara years back, and then I felt like I was struggling in Acapulco every time I would play there. But this year, I actually managed to play pretty well, made semifinals. So yeah, it's a little mixed feelings, you know. But of course, it's always really nice whenever I come here, and I feel like the fans are super into it. You know, it's a lot of fun to play here, whether I'm doing well or not well, you know. So I definitely really enjoy my time here.
No, certainly, you know, they enjoy your game because when we were thinking about the players to go after to come and join us in Cabo, your name was, you know, coming up very, very often. So thank you
No, I
for
appreciate
making
that.
it over here. And how about
Thanks.
the conditions? Because it's pretty similar in Los Cabos and in Acapulco. What do you think about them?
It is, yeah. It's definitely been very hot and humid here. Obviously, we're using different balls. We're using the Wilsons this week, which I actually think are moving through the court much better. They're moving pretty nicely, and it's playing pretty jumpy here from what I've seen. You know, I just hit on center court, and the ball was moving quite a bit, so it was actually quite nice, I think, for my game. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, you never know how it goes, but I'm hoping that I can have a good week here.
I've been watching you through the years, and I know that your 3 titles are in indoors, and then I think 3 out of your finals are also in indoor conditions. So
yeah.
what is your ideal outdoor condition for your game?
You mean outdoor or
Fast
indoor?
hard courts, lower hard court?
Outdoors.
What do you think? Yes, outdoors.
I would say I would say medium speed, but jumpy, bouncy, because I think I get you know, good rotation off my serve when the ball is jumping. When it's a little bit more lively, I
Right.
enjoy it. So if you think about back, you know, my first run in Montreal, I felt like those conditions were kind of like that. Wasn't playing crazy quick, but it was still shooting through the court, still jumping and rising. And yeah, I think I enjoy those conditions the most.
Half the year is in the books. Where do you think you're at?
I think I'm in a pretty good spot. Obviously, you know, I started the year really well, winning a 500, making semis of Acapulco. Struggled with a couple sicknesses after that. Was a little bit brutal. A few big tournaments I wasn't able to really be fully myself. I was struggling with some stuff. So I'm happy, first of all, to be healthy here. But of course, you know, the mid-season didn't go exactly as I would hope for. But yeah, I'm hoping to turn it around here. I'm always, you know, looking forward to a hard court swing. I always enjoy the tournaments during this period, and I feel closer to home, you know, being in North America. So definitely looking forward to the rest of the season.
So you like where you're at physically and mentally, and what would be? Are you a goal-oriented person? Would you have any punctual goals for the next semester?
Yeah, I mean, the goal is, you know, definitely, I mean, for me to finish the season top 20 would be a big goal. The ultimate goal for me is to return back to the top 10, and you know, that's what I've been pushing for since my injury. So that's definitely the objective.
You're a young buck, man. You're in your mid-20s, but you've been out on tour for 10 years. That's amazing. How do you compare the Denis of today to that guy that came out of the juniors, the gunslinger, and shot straight to the top?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to compare the two because it's obviously, like you said, I'm still young, but it almost feels like I'm old just because, you know, I've been on tour for so long, and it feels like everyone's familiar with me, everyone knows my game, and yeah, I mean, it seems like I've been around for a long time. So I would definitely say, you know, I'm more experienced, more laid back than I was back then. Actually, maybe a bit more picky with some things on court, you know, in terms of, I don't want to say professionalism, but in terms of the way I approach things. But yeah, I feel like, you know, it's tough to compare the two. But, you know, when you're first starting on tour, everything's so exciting, everything's new, and you're playing with nothing to lose. And now, you know, years in, the expectations are different, the pressure is different, and yeah, you're not, no one's, everyone kind of knows you as well.
Right.
You're not like an unexpected player. Everyone knows to prepare against you and how to play against you. So it's definitely a little bit of a different approach to the games.
Is there any particular quality that you had when you came out on tour and you were surprising everybody, apart from the surprise element, that you wish you would have kept?
Yeah, I would say just when I first started on tour, and this is something I'm working on kind of coming back to, is I feel like I was very brave. I felt like I wasn't afraid to miss, and even if you miss at that age, nobody really says anything. And throughout my career, there's been a lot of coaches, a lot of commentators, people saying, "Oh, if you just put the ball in the court, if you just put the ball in the court," and it creeps into your mind,
Right.
and you start playing a little bit safer and kind of going away from that, and yeah, you start playing more hesitantly. I'm
Right.
not going for it sometimes, and I'm trying to just survive some matches, and it's not the way I kind of came out, and it's not the reason why I came out on the scene so strong was because I was going for it, and
Right.
and when it does click, it's very tough to play against that. So it's definitely something that I would love to kind of go back to.
I feel you. A very important relationship you had, talking about your coaches, was with Michael Yushny. I think he gave you a lot of perspective with all of his experience. What were the 2 or 3 key points that you think you took out that to this day serve you right?
Yeah, with Yuzhny, first of all, he was a guy that I respected greatly. He was big. I was a big fan of him
Right.
when he was playing, and he was a big idol of mine. So he gave me just a perspective of a little bit how, I wouldn't say how to be more professional, but a little bit how to go about things differently. I would say that, and it was interesting because actually at the beginning of our relationship, I felt like he was also kind of. Uh, Pushing me to play aggressively and to play my game.
Right.
And I felt like after a couple years, he also kind of went into the zone of, hey, let's play a little bit safer. Let's play,
Right.
let's change things up a little bit. And yeah, I just felt like we kind of stalled on that kind of scenario. And yeah, it was a good relationship. I felt like I learned a lot from him, but like I said, we started to kind of disagree on the way I should play a little bit.
You're a more mature player now, still counting on your power. What do you think is the area that you improved the most from your youth to now?
Um, that's a good question. I would say my game in general has improved. All of my shots. The I don't know what you call it, but I guess the
Right.
roundness of the game. I'm more versatile in terms of, okay, now I can slice, now I can drop shots, I can grind if I need to more than back then. So I've definitely improved, I would say, every aspect of that. But then again, I think again when I am playing my best, I'm still going for it, and I'm still playing kind of the same way that I was when I was just coming out on the scene.
Did it ever get tired for you, the traveling and the grinding and the ungratefulness of this sport towards the guys that play?
It is very difficult. Yeah, I think every year there's periods of the season where you feel burnt out, especially now. Unfortunately, they've extended the schedule even longer with all the Masters, and it's just not been great for the players. I think every single player that I've talked to is complaining about the schedule, how it's too long, and there's really no off weeks anymore. And you can see how many players are getting injured and breaking down. And I personally think it's a shame that there's no health committee, on the tennis tour to prevent things from that like that happening. Because I feel like in every other sport, there's people that stop things like this. So it's just unfortunate that we don't have it in tennis, and no one's kind of looking after us for that perspective. Um, but yeah, I'm happy. In a way, it sucked to lose early in Wimbledon, but it gave me a little bit of rest. I was able to go to Florida, rest up a little bit, and freshen up. But yeah, it's extremely tough nowadays with all the travel, for sure. It's not easy.
Do you have any ideas? Do you have any proposals? What would you say to your player council in terms of mental health, and how could the players be better served?
I think there's a lot of ways to change it, to improve. I think not just for the players, but also I think for the fan experience.
Right.
And there's not just one solution. There's many different solutions, I would say, but it would take completely restructuring the schedule. I think right now there's a lot of random weeks in random places that don't really make sense. Players are split up in different parts of the world. Right after big events where it doesn't really make sense. For example, if you take this week, I mean, you have some players here in Mexico, and then you have players in Gstaad playing on clay, and you have players in Bostad playing on clay, and it doesn't really make sense for the tennis fans and also for tennis players, going from grass back to clay and then hard courts. So, yeah, it is the way it is right now because of obviously lots of years and deals with tournaments and trying to extend the Masters, and now it's just this big mess, I would say. So it would take completely reconstructing the schedule, but it can be done. It's just a matter of wants from from the tournament side, and yeah, I mean, I think the players need to continue to try to push for better scheduling.
All right, more to the personal side.
Before I get suspended or something.
No. More on the personal side, how do you reconcile the passion that you had, that it took for you to get to be as good as you are? How do you compare it to your passion for the game today, that it became a job a long time ago and it's just completely different?
I think there was a great interview today from Scotty, talking about how actually unrewarding the sports are, how you work all your life, and you're working all this time to basically enjoy for 2 minutes when you win a title, and then it's kind of back to work. And I would say the most brutal feeling is that when you do achieve something big that as a kid you would have dreamt of achieving, it's more of a feeling of relief versus satisfaction. Mm-hmm. And especially in tennis, there's so many times where you win a big title or something, but then you have to go and play the next day in a different tournament, and on one side you don't really get to celebrate, and on the other side, you most likely you're going to lose first round the next week, and you can't celebrate after that because you feel terrible, so it's very difficult. But yeah, it's interesting, you have to keep kind of reminding yourself and putting it into perspective why you're playing and why you're here. And when I got injured, I took a lot of time off to really think about if I even want to return. I was 24, 25 at the time, and I had achieved a lot in my career. I felt okay. I made semifinals of slams, quarterfinals, semis of Masters, finals of Masters. I've won Davis Cup, won ATP Cup. I have a big list of accomplishments, and for me it was easy to be like, okay, I'm happy to walk away, and I've achieved enough. But I still had that feeling inside that I was like, I want to play, I enjoy it, and you need to bring that out of yourself. And yeah, like we talked about, when it's so many weeks on the road as well, you kind of get numb, and you start to feel like, okay, you're just going through the motions. So you need to really keep reminding yourself, I would say, why you play. And of course, you need to bring that kid out of you. You need to enjoy every moment, enjoy every week. I mean, we're in beautiful places like here, and yeah, you need to really understand that it is a privilege. And again, sorry for talking a lot, but the tennis career is very short. You could get injured next week and it could be done for you. So
is there any one particular moment that you have really enjoyed the most and were able to continue to enjoy it for a few more days?
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, now I've been trying to really enjoy the ups much more. I think winning Belgrade last year was probably the best week of my career, or one of the best weeks, just because it was coming back from an injury. I hadn't won a title in over 5 years. People were forgetting about me. I struggled the entire season, struggling mentally, thinking in the back of my mind that my protectives are running out, not achieving, the results that I wanted. I would get a good win, but I couldn't get really a run going. and to win on the last week of the season also gave me time to celebrate, to enjoy it. You know, it was really fun and it was really nice.
That beats the Davis Cup win?
That Davis Cup win was a lot of fun, but again, it was like we didn't celebrate.
Right.
I mean, it was terrible. Like, first of all, you know, I'm not a cigar guy, but I feel like if you win Davis Cup, you gotta have cigars in the locker room. You know, you need a. I'm not even saying smoke it, but you got to take a photo with a cigar. You know what I'm saying? But you know, nobody really celebrated because everyone had flights the next day. You know, we were all going on vacation or going to prep for the off season. So it was like, it was just such a quick turnaround. And then, you know, we had like a little ceremony in Toronto, but that was it. So yeah, definitely if we win one more time, you know, we got to get all the guys to stay and celebrate together.
Well, the Davis Cup went around Canada, I can tell you that. I saw it in a couple of occasions, so you brought great joy
For
to
sure.
a nation
Hope so.
that's been very, very passionate about tennis for a long, long time. I personally know a few guys that had to put down a few drinks on your account. So
Good.
you should enjoy it at some point.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your close relationship with Auger growing up, and where is it now?
I think we have a good relationship. Obviously, it's never easy growing up together, going through the rankings and stuff, just because there's so much rivalry and there's so much competition between the two of you, you know. But I think, first of all, Felix is one of the most respectable guys on tour. He always carries himself really, really well. Probably the best of anyone I've seen. So it's really easy to get along with him, you know. And yeah, I mean, I think we both enjoy each other's companies. We're obviously different cats, you know. We go about things very differently, but I think we appreciate that about each other. And we've had a lot of fun growing up, playing all the competitions together. We enjoy playing doubles together a lot. You know, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Listen, man, I appreciate your openness and your disponibility for
Thank
the
you.
time.
Yeah, of
and
course.
I wish you can get to smoke a cigar here in Los Cabos, man. Thank you very much for joining
Appreciate it.
us
If we win the title, maybe.
in Mextenis Talks. Thank you. Thank you very much.